Just over a month ago, I published my first book on Amazon KDP, Coloring Your Spirit. Now, first mistake I made with this book, and I've already changed it and it's published, is this matte finish. It's just not, it doesn't look good. It's just not professional. Now the art in it is stunning. The art in this book and Coloring Your Awakening are all hand-drawn. This is my art that I already had on my Procreate, on my, in my files. So that's how I was able to crank out the first two really fast. Well, the second one, I had to draw some of that art for it. And since then, I have published some children's books. We've done the alphabet A to Z for toddlers, preschoolers, and it has the line pages so you can, they can trace their alphabet. So each letter comes with a fun little friend to color, and then they can learn their alphabet. It's really cute. So then I moved up to these books. This was my first Coloring the Animals A to Z. And like I said, you guys, I've been doing this for a month. I've already sold 67 books, which I think is pretty great. Considering I think some people don't sell more than a couple or any at all in the first month. So I've created 6 of the A to Z books like this. This is because it's my copy. Yours won't have that. This is another adult coloring book, which is a lot of fun. This is not for kids. This is for grown-ups. And it is full of bold art. I don't know if you can't see that, can you? To color. Anyways, so there's that one. And then there's another A to Z book, which is Coloring the Insects. And it's got a lot of bugs that I didn't even know existed. And each bug has a coloring page, a fun fact, and a QR code that takes you to the page for that particular, well, it's the owl butterfly. So this will take you to the search page for the owl butterfly, where you will learn everything you want to know about the owl butterfly. And each animal, subject, every one of them has their own QR code. It's like a giant encyclopedia, but in a little coloring book. And the hardcovers are good because you don't have to have a table to color. You've already got your little table right here. And I think they're keepers. The fish are really cute to color. Anyways, we've got butterflies A to Z. I've got 6 of them. So you can find them on Amazon. I'll put a link to them. So I wanted to talk about how I did this in a month. I think the hardest part about all of this was learning how to size and put the books, the manuscript and the covers together. Once you get all that down, it's like learning to drive with a clutch, you know. Once you get it down, it's easy and you can just throw it together. So what you're going to want to do is be prepared when you go onto Amazon. Just search up KDP. It'll bring it up. Click onto that. The first page is going to be all your book details. So you're going to need to have a title. You're going to want to know what keywords you're going to use, your description, all of that kind of stuff. You're going to want to know. You're going to have to put in before you move to the second page, which is where you'll find the dimensions you need to put your cover together and your manuscript. So with the cover, what I've learned to do, this was kind of something I just started doing on my own. I take my images, because they give you a template that has front, back, and spine. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that full dimension to Procreate. And you're going to use your front and back art together and just make one piece. I go in and at the top you can select, when you start, you can select to make a custom screen size. So click on your custom screen size, take your dimensions that KDP wants for your book, because it's going to ask you how many pages it is. there's, you know, it'll give you the exact dimensions you need. So you're going to make your canvas that size and just make your cover, front, back, middle, all one piece. So then, excuse me, then you can take that to Canva and add all your text. Now, that's when you're going to want the template, because it's going to show you your margins, your bleed margins, and gutter size. And you need to stay within that. So when you get all that done, you're going to go over, it's going to lead you to look at your manuscript and your cover together. And right then it'll tell you if you're off and what you need to fix. And on the left, there will be a bar that'll tell you what pages are off and how they're off. And if you want to look, you can scroll through the book by tapping and clicking to the next page. Go to that page and there will be a little, you know, a little triangle with an exclamation point that'll show you exactly what it is. That's all stuff I had to learn on my own. You know, I watched some videos, but I never saw any of those details. So that's something that is super important. Click through and make sure that you're seeing what it is. Then go back to Canva and just fix it. It's super simple. Then you just share it again to your files. And then you go back to Amazon and download your stuff. It's really easy, you guys. If I can do this, anybody can do this. Honestly. And there was so much information that I didn't have that I had to figure out for myself. And in 2 weeks, I was published 11 of these cool books. And, you know, there's a lot in them. I mean, 26 subjects, each with 2 lines for a report or journaling. These are really aimed at kids from 8 and up. Maybe 5. My granddaughter's 5, and she likes to look at the pictures and scan the codes. So 5 and up, but really 8 and up. But my point is, I knocked out 11 in 2 weeks, and I've already made 67 sales. You can do this. If you found this at all helpful, like and subscribe. Hit the like button. I already said that. Old lady moment. Just do the stuff. You know what to do. And share this with your friends if you've got some homeschooling families that you know, or teachers. This is a great learning tool. You know, extracurricular. It's also STEM. It would be considered work for homeschool families. It's just, they're really great. And like I said, you can do this. Christmas book. I have a Christmas coloring book too. Again, I went in and I had Chat GPT help me with the images, and then I would take them and edit them. So it's really basic, you guys. And like I said, anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. So go buy some books. Go make some books and throw some what's that called? What's it called? Passive income. Go get your passive income. You guys have a great day.